Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rusty Mark Garage. It's been a week or so since I made a video, so I wanted to make a quick one. So I had to change the window regulator on my daughter's car. 2011 GMC Terrain. It's been getting slow, and for the last year and a half probably, and I've just been forgetting about it. And so I want to show you a couple things. One thing you can do if you have this model, Equinox is the same way. Chevy Equinox, GMC Terrain, pretty much the same vehicle, same parts. Got some of this Blaster silicone lubricant. It's good for window channels and stuff like that. It doesn't leave a greasy film. And spraying these channels on both sides, that might help it. Especially if you can get spray down where it runs down the channel in the door. Again, that might help it, might not. Ours is just, this vehicle's got 168,000 miles on it. There's the old one. It looks nice, but the motors get weak after time. I've changed a lot of window regulators, and this is probably, as far as a power regulator, this is probably one of the easiest ones I've ever changed. And everything else is just crazy difficult and stupid on this GMC, but this was fairly easy. So you got 3 housing bolts. You have a 10 millimeter, and these are all 10 millimeter. 10 millimeter here, 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 and here. And I've already got it back together, got the new one in it. Like I said, this is the old one. The first thing you want to do is up here in this door, when you get the panel off, you want to loosen these 10 millimeter nuts. That loosens this off the track, off the glass, Okay, that clamps the glass right there, okay? So you loosen those up first. And that's with the window all the way up. And I took it off now, but I took some painter's tape, some 2-inch wide painter's tape, and I put 3 pieces of tape on this to hold the window up. And it did a perfect job. It never slipped or tried to fall. I usually run that tape down, so far. It's got a good grip on it. And it doesn't leave windows are tinted. It doesn't leave a film, on it or whatever. And it comes right off easy. So yeah, right here it is. Just 1.5 inch or 2-inch painter's tape. Works great. I do not recommend duct tape or Gorilla tape. You don't want to do that because it could ruin your tint, especially if you go to try to scrape it off. It's not a good idea to put anything sharp on tinted windows. Anyway, so let me show you this door panel real quick. So you look at this panel, and you have this little thing cover back in here, and then you got this little cover here that goes in right in through there. You got 2 8 millimeter bolts right there, and a 7 millimeter right there. Now, engineers, tell me, please explain to me why you cannot use the same size bolt. Excuse me. That far away from each other. Come on now. You guys are killing me. But anyway, then it's got the pops where this is just popped in around the edge. There's like 7 or 8 maybe, and through here. And this is, of course, held down right here. So once you get those bolts loose, you can pop this out all the way around the bottom and up the sides, lift up, and it'll come right out of the clips right up here. Got some metal clips, that are about that wide that this sits down into. And that's it. And then once you take that panel off, you've got 1 cable for your door latch, easy to come right off. Then you got a plug for your harness for this. It's a little blue handle. You pull it and it kind of unplugs itself. Very nice. Very easy to do. And then you get into here, and these on the bottom are not slotted. Tops are slotted, and all three of these are slotted in the metal frame. And plus you have a plastic behind here. You got a plastic weather barrier or whatever, dust barrier that's kind of stuck on. You just peel it off. It's no big deal. But yeah, it was very, very easy to change. The hardest part was putting the new one back in and kind of getting these with, well, with those, trying to make sure that rubber, you know, stays down on there, and getting them opened up. Because when you get this in there, it's with your glass all the way up. When you get this mounted back, then these are actually down just a little bit. So you kind of have to put the panel over here, plug it back up, turn the key on, run it up, and then tighten those 2mm bolts, two 10mm bolts right there. So 10mm, an 8, and a 7. Screwdrivers, interior pry bars, or whatever you call them. It's really all you need. Try to get that back in here, right here. Probably not holding my mouth right. Yep, there it goes. That goes that way. I'm very, very not left-handed. Very not. I mean, it's really bad. Let's see if I can stand up and look at it this way. The batteries on my right's about dead. Almost, there we go, finally. And then this one, and it's got a little arrow on it. I'm gonna assume that's up. Yep, that just clips in place. Now when you open this up and you look in here, get my lights. When you open it up, look in there, it's like there's nothing to grab from. But if you get up here in this corner right here, it's just there's a little slit right there. You can get in there and get it. So now, goes down, which it always went down good. That's so much better. It was getting to where it would come up this far and stop, and I had to grab it with my right hand and pull it up as I pulled it up on the switch. So, whole lot better. And after while you got the door panel and stuff off, of course, use that silicone spray. Get inside those door channels real good. And then after I got done with that, I sprayed them up here and worked the glass back up and down. That is 10 times better than pop the hood. I gotta change or check the oil in it. 10 times better than what it was. So just wanted to share that with you real quick. And just a little thing on the 11 GMC. Still working on the square body. Made some progress on it. Get over here. Let me get right here. Got the radiator mounted. I don't remember where I left off on my last video on this. Got the AC compressor mounted, a relocation kit, and got that. The LSX is what, I don't know, I got that on eBay or something, I don't forgot. But the LS motor uses a different compressor than the pancake compressor. This is what an 87 uses. So, which is kind of good because you can maintain your existing hoses and stuff, and they'll bolt right in here. The kit that I bought had, it tells you to use a Gates tensioner, which O'Reilly's had. And I had to use, because this is a 145 amp alternator, 145 amp alternator. And I had to use a 105-inch belt on this one. And this is just a 5.3 stock, 2006, I think. But I had to use a 105-inch belt. You will have to change your belt if you use this AC relocation kit. Read your instructions. Got the radiator hoses on, tranny lines, new power steering hoses. I don't have the top hose on yet. That's my next thing. And I'm fixing to start on the wiring. So, I got the battery tray in on this side. So I got that in. Get a look at that. The factory square body trucks has the battery over there on that corner. You can do the LS with that over there, but I'm just telling you, they make them for both sides because of the 6.2 diesels that they sold for a few years. Why not do it? Because the LS is wired up with the battery on this side. So why not just get that tray, make it look good, make it look neat. Anyway, that's what I do. Got the, sorry, I sneezed and everything broke loose. I have the harness all plugged in on the engine. Excuse me. I'm fixing to build a bracket for here with a junction box. It's not the prettiest scenario. I know that there's probably 100 different ways you could do it. I've seen computers, but this junction box is going to be for computers, my extra relays for my fans, and any other kind of wire splice that I need to do. I like to have it in a box out here, just the way I do it. I know that if you plan ahead, you can lengthen. I got a guy that I take my harness to, deletes a lot of stuff that's not needed, thins it down. As you can tell, that used to be full of a wiring harness, and you can kind of tell how much is thinned down. And I'll dress up this stuff more, but you can extend it, you know, if you want to get fancy, a custom truck, whatever, and put the there might be a little bit of room to put a computer behind the glove box. It's kind of packed under the dash of these things. You might can mount it behind the seat. Maybe in a crew cab, you could go underneath the back seat. I don't know. You might could even go underneath the front of a regular cab. I don't know. I just do it here. That's the way I planned it, just the way it is. This is going to be a kind of a show truck, but a driver too. And it's an 87. People say, why did you pull the throttle body injection out? They had the original motor. Well, number one, I think it was a replacement motor, Mr. Goodwrench 350, and wasn't quite original, but it's still nice. It's dirty now, but this was all pulled, the cab, bed, and everything was pulled off the frame painted, coated. This thing's painted inside and out, all new interior, everything. It's gonna be a really nice truck. But it's not a, you know, I'm Barrett Jackson $100,000 trucker or nothing, but it's nice. So anyway, so I'm fixing to, as soon as I get that next radiator hose in, I'm gonna start on my electrical, get the computer mounted, get the stuff mounted, wiring for my fans, and start working through some of that. And then I still have gauges to put in. I've got another steering column I'm gonna put in this truck. So still got a lot of work to do, but I'm making progress. Yeah, making progress. I found I can't remember if it was eBay or Jungle website. I got that radiator with the fan shroud already on it. Man, I wish I'd done that on mine, because it's just so sleek and clean looking with the fans already mounted on it and everything. I mean, it's really nice. But really, the only thing I wasn't happy about when I got it, got it all mounted and everything. And I'm like, well, I gotta find a plug that'll plug into that. So I hadn't done that yet. Y'all, if you know what fits that, let me know, because I'm lost. I don't know. I may have to cut these and put a different plug on it or something. I don't know. Cross that bridge when we get there. But I do like the looks of it. It's very nice, sleek. All the lines worked out, pretty good. Everything. So making progress. I have to say a LS swap is not hard, and it's not exactly easy. You do have to be dedicated. It is time consuming. You do need to make a plan. You do need to plan ahead. If you've never done one, you need to talk to somebody who's done one. Get pointers, shortcuts, things to make your life easier, It's all in the planning. I hate to see someone start a project and go, yeah, I'm gonna do LS swap. And then they get halfway through it and they're discouraged or frustrated and just, feel like they're spinning their wheels and it's taking forever. Well, it's gonna take time, it does. It's anything mechanic wise is time consuming. Doing an LS swap is time consuming. I've done several. This will be the second square body, and they're pretty easy. 4-wheel drives are a little bit different than 2-wheel drives. You got a cross brace up here on a 4-wheel drive that you don't have on 2-wheel drive, because 2-wheel drive you got the main cross member back here. So there's a little bit more room on a 2-wheel drive to work underneath. But anyway, I encourage you to, if you're going to drive, I don't care if it's a square body or a 64 Impala or a 37 Chevrolet street rod, and everybody's got their own taste and, how they want a street rod one, or they want to keep it original. And yes, 350 was the motor for decades, and solid motor, and it's still a good motor. But these LSs, people are scared to death of the computers and all that stuff. Listen, it ain't no big deal, okay? It's not. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And I love the dependability of these motors. And if you change the oil, keep them serviced, there's no reason not to get 400,000 miles out of that motor. Transmissions, Chevrolet transmissions, different story. They seem to all have problems. I don't care what size it is. It all depends how you drive one, how abusive you are, what you pull with it, all the above. But transmissions are not Chevrolet's strongest point. But LS motors are here to stay. And some people will put one in and put a carburetor on it. Okay, cool. I've never done it, but you can do it. Just to stay away from electronics. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine. I like to keep it stock as possible. To me, it's simple. When you get it all said and done, you'll have an OBD2 reader in there, just like a new car does. You can plug a machine up to it and it'll tell you, what's going on with it. If there's a problem, whatever. You can plug a laptop up to it, do a little tuning on it, whatever. It's like, they're so adjustable, they're programmable, they're fuel efficient for and they're powerful. There's so many awesome things about LS. But that's just what I like. In my opinion, if you're going to drive one and drive cross country or whatever, I'm not saying a 350 can't do it, or a 6-cylinder. I ain't saying that. I'm saying in my opinion, it's the best bang for your buck for reliability, dependability, going from point A to point B, whether that's across country or across county, don't matter. So anyway, that's enough of that. More to come. I've got a lot more of thrashing I got to do on this truck, which I'm fixing to get started on. I had to stop what I was doing and to get this window regulator fixed. And yes, I had the heat on. If I've never shown you the heater, it's an infrared. I've got one side working, the other side don't. I've got it plugged off. 100-pound bottle, totally portable. I've got it on wheels. Got a little 100-pound bottle strapped right there. Runs off a millivolt thermocouple. You light it, you turn the gas valve, and you turn it on with a light switch right here. Got a little fan over it just to blow some heat outward, you know. And I mean, it's like burning hot right here. Heats my little shop up pretty good. It's really nice to back up to. And pretty nice. So anyway, well, thanks for tuning in, and more projects, more work to come. So y'all come back. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, ring that little bell. See y'all later. Bye.